back to my channel. So I will start by apologizing. You will be hearing AC and a couple other little noises in the background possibly. We need the AC, it's hot, you know, Florida. So but that being said, my shirts always look funny, but today I want to share with you how to make a mask with the sewing machine. Now in my previous video I used a serger and the sewing machine for a little bit. This one's going to be done 100% with the sewing machine. With that being said, I did have the fabric pre-cut. It's going to be the same pattern as I used on the last video, which I'm also going to link down below. And it's going to be just about the same materials that I used as well in the last video, so you'll see a little clip of that as well. I think with all that being said and done, for now this is going to be the video for this week. I think I'm not too sure what I'm going to do for Sunday. I haven't quite decided just yet. I'm going to pick something out. I'm thinking on paper towels might be a fun one to share as well, but we'll see. With that being said, I hope that you enjoy this video. On the previous video, I'll show you how I make masks using a serger primarily, and then a little bit of the sewing machine. On this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a mask just using a sewing machine. So I have my sewing machine here. I have the fabric already pre-cut. I have the patterns. I have clips or pins. I do have a clip in there though. And then I have scissors. These are fabric. These are for paper. Basically the same thing. I'm going to only just be using the sewing machine for this time. So I do have the pattern link down below if you have any questions. They do have their own steps on their site. Now I do deviate a little bit from there. As you can see on the pattern that you have a couple of markings here. This is where you're going to cut your pattern, and this is supposed to be your seam allowance. I already have this done. You will have the link down below where you can obtain this pattern. It is a free pattern. The only thing that they ask is that you do not use it for selling. Use it for personal use or as a hobby. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. After you have printed out your pattern, what you want to make sure is that this is actually measuring correctly to the right scale. They do offer this down here where you want to make sure that it does measure out to 2 inches. You're going to take a solid ruler. You're going to place it right above, and you want to make sure that it does equal out to the 2. If that is correct, you can go ahead and proceed with the next step, which will be cutting out the pattern. For cutting the fabric, you have 2 options. You can fold your fabric on top of each other like this, so you have the print facing, and then you can just go ahead and take the pattern, put it right on top, and cut right along the edges. Or you can do it individually, but if you do that, you're going to be cutting 4 times because you need 2 for each layer. But if you do cut it individually, you need to do it like this the first time, and then you need to flip your pattern the other way and cut it that way, because if you do 2 cuts this way, you're only going to have 1 piece, which is going to be the piece that is facing this way. So to get started, the first thing you need to do is, if you do not feel comfortable sewing without pins or clips, I will put at least 2 or 3 on this. So I will put 1 here, here, and here. However, with this fabric, since it doesn't move all that much, you don't have to use pins or clips. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sew right along here, and we're going to do that for both of these. Now what you want to do when you are at the sewing machine, you want to make sure that you secure your stitches. So you want to go back and forth just a couple of times. That will keep your thread from coming loose. For the next step, what you need to do is create the pocket. If you want a pocket on your mask, all I do is go ahead and fold this in. I use my clips to kind of measure where I want it folded. The tutorial should tell you how much you need to fold in. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and fold this other side, and we're going to go ahead and start sewing again. On this step, I actually go ahead and align the fabric towards the end right here. I leave the needle in place, I don't make any changes, and I just put another straight stitch right through here. No one can do it like you. is you're going to open both of them. I usually like having the biggest piece on the bottom. And what you're going to do is you're going to take and align them by the center. Now I like to put one of the folds to one side and then the other one to the other side. And you can use clips or pins, and you'll definitely need it for this step to make it just easier. And you're just going to clip it right along the edge. So this is what the mask looks like now. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the sewing machine and put it together. After we're done with that step, now you officially have your mask put together. Your two pieces are sewn together. What you want to do is go ahead and clean it up if you need to do any cleanups of the threads. And the next step will be to actually turn this inside out. You do want to take to turn it. It's really simple and easy. All you're going to do is literally tuck it in to itself. And just straighten it out. Now another benefit I find to turning your seams the opposite way is that you can actually align the seam right here, and it's all one connected one. As you can see on there as well. So it gives you a nice clean look. And then the next step will be to top stitch. Once again, I suggest you put your clips on here. And as you can see, it's actually starting to take shape. And it's starting to look like a mask. So let's go ahead and top stitch. Basically, top stitching will be another straight stitch around here, but you want it to get it as close as you can to the edge. When I do top stitching, I place the fabric right on the center here. I move my needle over by 1, and I'll go ahead and follow all along the edge right here. So this is what the mess is looking like. So as you can see, top stitching actually makes a huge difference. It helps with maintaining the shape of it. I think it might help too with the performance because you don't want the fabric shifting and moving around. So this is what the back side looks like. So you can see. For the last step, all you need to do is fold this in. So I just literally fold it in half, fold it again. So once you have them folded, it should look like this on both ends. And as you can see, you can actually see what the mask is going to look like. Now, if you're doing elastic, it's going to be a little bit different, but I am not. I'm just going to be using ribbons, shoelaces, whatever comes my way, so you can actually put it through here. With that being said, let's go ahead and finish it up. Like you. mask actually looks like. As you can see, it looks just like the other one. The only difference, and I would say it's not even a major difference, it's how the seams look like in the inside. With the serger, you're actually going to have a nice finish to it. With the sewing machine, you're going to have more of the raw edges, you know, showing. So that's the major difference, I would say. Other than that, they fit the same. I find that they fit the same. They perform the same way. Obviously, you got to put a filter or something inside, unless you're putting this on top of a mask and you're just trying to keep the other mask clean. How are you going to use this? However you're going to use this. I'm going to say I'm not a medical professional. I cannot provide you with advice as far as it comes to mask. This will not stop you from getting sick necessarily, but it's better than nothing, as they said. This is what it looks like when it's on. So it looks just like the other one, as you can tell. There's no major real difference, I think, as I mentioned, just the inside seams. And this actually takes, I think, just about the same time or less to make, because you're not going back and forth between the machines. So this could be like maybe a 10-minute project at most. And I think this will be very beginner friendly. I think what's gonna perhaps take the most time, it's the top stitching, because if you want to get it nice and neat like it's on here and even, you gotta go slow. If you go too fast, the fabric might move on you. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. I do check the comments. I do have all my social media listed down below as well. You will not find these on Etsy. I believe that I mentioned towards the beginning of the video that this is a free pattern and they request that you do not sell these, so you will not find these on my Etsy shop. However, they do let you know, they do say that it's okay to use it as a hobby or personal use. The good thing about making your own masks is that you can pick your own fabrics and your own prints and things like that to make your own to match either your work shirts or your favorite character or your favorite animal or things like that. So, but thank you, Mom, for the fabric. I actually didn't have much fabric here when it comes to this type of fabric, but my mom did provide me with this one. I am more than grateful for this. Again, I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope it's easy to follow. All right, with that being said, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.